Good evening, everyone. Jewel here with you. Time to check out the tropical weather with the tropical update. Right quickly, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Click subscribe, click the bell, then click all to ensure you get all the latest in weather news of all types. I would greatly appreciate it. Try to get up my sub count. You guys are helping. Thanks so much. Now, we're taking a look at the latest satellite picture. Now, this is disturbance number 1 over here in the Gulf. You can see the rain, still disorganized, looking like showers. We got showers from this particular system right now all the way over into Santo Domingo up here. They're moving all across, as you can see, across the Bahamas and Nassau, up in Florida, all the way across. Now, it's looking like the satellite imagery with this and all of the data I've gone over, that this is still a broad low pressure area. Now, it has formed in association with the tropical wave. Remember, for days and days I said a tropical wave, a tropical wave. Well, it's now a broad low pressure center, and it is over the central Gulf, as we can see. Not all the way tightened up yet. You can see a break right in here. Well, what else could happen with it? Well, it looks like the accompanying showers and thunderstorms that are with this are poorly organized, as I've just pointed out. They're not completely all together yet. Looks like Havana is getting a little bit of rain out of this also. Now, it's looking like, though, the conditions are going to be conducive for additional development, my friends. And a tropical depression is likely to form during the next day or two, as this system is moving west-northwestward at around 10 miles per hour. Now, listen up. Interest in the western Gulf of Mexico should monitor the progress of the system, as watches or warnings could be required for portions of the coast of Texas and Louisiana later this afternoon or at some point tonight. Now, this is the coast. Right in here. All you guys right in here. You need to pay attention. I'm telling you now, this could turn into a tropical depression. If it does, it's going to bring gusty winds, maybe 39 mile per hour gusts or higher, but you're going to have a lot of rain with this, okay? Now, the National Hurricane Services got an Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft scheduled to investigate this system late in the evening. It's looking like now, in 2 days, 70% chance, 5 days, 80% chance of turning into something. Now, this probably isn't going to get over here until probably this weekend or the first of the week. It's moving at 10, so we're just going to have to watch and see what happens. One thing I feel very confident in, this is the way I think it's going to go. I could be wrong. Remember, all of this can change. But I think it's going to come up and go like this, okay? And then I think it's going to bounce over here, stay around here, and then move down in here. And I think that this area, let me erase this right quick. This area right down in here is going to receive copious amounts of rain. How far it will travel, I do not know at this point. We're going to have to wait and see. If it does form, I have a pretty good feeling it may form. As you can see, we have a little bit of darkness here, a little bit of Saharan dust, but not that much. We have a little bit of westerly winds coming in too, but not that much. We don't have any easterly winds going on. It's just laying around out here in the Gulf. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But once again, if you're in the western Gulf of Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, you could have some warnings as late this evening or tonight. So be aware, be prepared, and please stay safe. One quick thing I want to go over with this particular system right quickly before we move ahead. It is bringing rain all the way down into the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Jamaica areas here, a little bit of Puerto Rico. But also, as we come up the map, this isn't the same system, of course, but this system right here is going to bring rain all the way from the panhandle of Florida, over into portions of Alabama, all the way up to Jackson, Mississippi, all across Louisiana. So I wanted to keep that in mind for you so you would know what was happening. As you look at the clouds, you can see they're not together yet. Nothing is conformed at all, but I have a feeling it will turn into a tropical depression. Now as we come over to Tropical Storm Gonzalo, this is a mess. You can't go by any particular models, folks, to track this. I can't show you pictures. I can't show you wind. I can't show you this or that because there's so many in disagreement. I mean, it would take forever to crack it all down. There's two sides to the coin here. Now, on one side, the cyclone has been strengthening quickly, and it has very good organizations that is suggesting additional and possibly some rapid strengthening should occur. And in addition to all that, the ship-based guidance and the one model, the hurricane model HWRF, make the system a hurricane. And they keep that intensity through at least the next 120 hours. Then you have the other side of the coin, the GFS, the UK Met, the European, and the Canadian models. They're not big fans of this system at all, and they forecast it to either weaken or be a weak or even dissipated by 120 hours out. So, the National Hurricane Center is in agreement with me. It's going to be tricky, though. We do have this dry air. Look at all of this dry air. We've got it galore. Everywhere you see this brown, Saharan dust, dry air, dry air. But this little fella right here, Gonzalo, in this image, you probably can't see it. It's right about where that fingertip is. But it's looking like it's showing a well-defined central disk overcast. It's a hint of an eye. It's not an eye. It's looking like it's trying to get an eye in the outer convection band in the western semicircle. While it's looking like the microwave overpass has showed a well-defined inner convective verter ring feature. It's showing an eye. So it's looking like if it don't have one, it looks like it might get one right in here on this image. It's going to have one, folks. Everybody on the islands, please, please, please prepare. It's coming your way. We'll look at it on infrared just a moment. It's a small storm. That's another thing. It's a small storm. Now, it's looking like it's going to move near or over the southern windward islands this weekend. And it could bring direct impact from winds and heavy rainfall. Still a little too soon to determine the magnitude of the timing of those impacts, but all interest in the southern windward islands should keep your eyes on Gonzalo, please. And I'll go into more detail in a few moments, but it's looking like within the next 24 hours, it will be a hurricane. Now, as we check in with the National Hurricane Center, here we go. Gonzalo, here it is right here. The winds are 50 miles per hour right now. I'm expecting the highest wind peaks around 80 miles per hour, say within the next 36 hours. And then they should remain that way for a while, through at least 48 hours. Then it should start to come down in strength. 60 hours out, maybe 75 miles per hour. And by 120 hours out, 45 miles per hour. But right now, 50 mile per hour winds. I actually think they're more than that right now. They're probably 55 at least with wind gusts. Barometric pressure, 1,000 millibars. It's dropping slowly. And if you're tracking, it's 9.9 north, 43.6 west. Now, it's moving kind of fast. It's moving west at 14 miles per hour. Here we go. Disturbance number 1. Now, it's looking like, as I just told you, satellite wind data is indicating that this low pressure area has formed in association with the tropical wave over the central Gulf of Mexico. The accompanying shower and thunderstorm activity, though, is currently poorly organized, as we just saw on the satellite itself. Now, the conditions do appear conducive for additional development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next day or two, as this system is going to move west-northwestward at about 10. And interest in the western Gulf of Mexico should monitor the progress of this system, as watches or warnings could be required for portions of the coast of Texas and Louisiana later today or tonight. An Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate this system late this afternoon. 2 days, 70%. 5 days, 80%. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you folks right while we're on this map, after Gonzalo, we have another one that's going to be coming off the coast, right in this area, right in here. Looks like it could have a chance to do something also. I'll keep my eyes on all of this. Everybody stay safe. Now, as we look at the National Hurricane Tracking Map, you can see that it's looking like by tomorrow morning around 8 a.m., Gonzalo will be a hurricane. Looking like, though, it will come down, like I told you, I thought it was earlier in this video, and become a tropical storm again as it's passing down around the southern Windward Islands. All in this area right here, and I told you last night, any of these little islands down in here, this cone can go anywhere, and this storm can jog some. You need to prepare, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and hope for the best. That's always a good way to go by. Now, looking like Gonzalo is going to go right on up in here, and it may affect later Jamaica, Cuba. It may go up in the Gulf. It may come up, go up around Florida, and come up the East Coast, or it may just die altogether. That's what I'm thinking right now. We're going to have to wait and see what these conditions bring us in the next 5 to 8 days. However, the other system on the other side that's going to come off the coast of Africa Sunday at some point, this coming Sunday at some point, the other one's going to come off the coast. We're going to have to really, really, really watch it, folks. So it's that time, and I suggest everybody down on all of the islands here, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Bahamas, Cuba, everybody, keep your stuff handy and make sure it's stocked up now. If you don't have a lot with Gonzalo, you'll be ready for the next one, because these things are popping off now like in just a few days within each other. Where they develop or not, we'll have to wait and see what the conditions are. But if they do, don't cut yourself short. Be ready. At the moment, there's something else I want to tell you guys about Gonzalo. It's kind of a small storm. And right now, the most significant winds from it only extend out 25 nautical miles. That's all. So it's going to have to go right over you for you to get any significant wind out of it, whether it's hurricane or tropical storm force. I really think it's going to be tropical storm winds, though, here around the islands. I think it will come down in strength. But I wanted to put that out there so you would know it's a rather small storm. It will have very heavy rain where it does go over. You will get gusty winds. We're going to have to wait and see if it does dissipate like it's looking like it probably will, down some in wind strength from a hurricane to a tropical storm, but that's yet to be seen. So don't let your guard down. I do want to come back over and show you something about Disturbance number 1, which is probably going to turn into a tropical depression, I feel like most greatly will. This is around 10 o'clock tonight. You can see where it's at. This is just the rain and stuff. See, the circulation still hasn't formed yet. We'll move up to around tomorrow at 6 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Then there's where the circulation's going to start. It may start a little before 6 p.m., but by 6 p.m., we do have a little bit of that circulation going on. Could be a tropical depression by tomorrow afternoon, as we can see, with some of the rain out here and some of the rain moving up along the Gulf Coast. Now, the wind in this at this time still is hardly nothing. We'll move up to Friday around 2 p.m., and it's getting closer to the coast, closer to the coast of Texas, as we can see. Now, what does the wind look like? I think it's going to remain a tropical depression. We'll have to wait and see. This is the heaviest of wind, sustained winds from the coast of Louisiana going down around Houston. And those are 24-mile-per-hour sustained winds. But does it have any wind gust? Yes, it does. The wind gusts are a little bit stronger. We'll come over here off the coast here of Texas, 36 miles per hour. Not too bad at all. Let's get back to the rain and thunder and see what that's looking like. Now, as we move up to around 3 a.m. on Saturday morning, the center of circulation, what's left of it, is here. We'll move up some more. Around 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, you can see the center of circulation move back off. It's in the water again. Kind of reminds you of Harvey in a way. Right in this area here, and the rain is getting stronger. You can see. Right in this little white area. Very heavy, heavy, heavy rain. Now, 10 p.m. Saturday evening. Wow, the rain's going. Yes, it is indeed. Let's blow this map up just a little bit if we can. And I'll move it over here so we can get a little bit of idea of where this is at. Victoria, rain, 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 rain. Looks like the center's right up in here. You see all the rain up here, though. This is a lot of rain for this area. Looking like 2.5 inches in 3 hours. What about wind at this point? Well, we can't write this in stone, but it's looking like the wind's not bad at all, okay? These sustained winds are in the teens probably. Sure enough, 17 miles per hour, right along the coastline here, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Or sustained winds, I should say. The wind gusts themselves, now there are more up around this area here and along the coastline. They are up to 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but still nothing that you guys cannot handle. So far as this moving around some, we'll move on up to Sunday morning around 7 a.m. Where will it go? It will be pushing westerly inland. It's going to hook up. You can see there's still a little bit of a circulation going on here. Look at all of the rain. This is going to go over Corpus Christi also, and that's like almost 4 inches in 3 hours over there. We'll look over here. More than 2.5 inches in 3 hours there. We'll blow this up and see exactly where these towns are that it's at. Looks like Mathis. All these areas right in this area here. You're going to get an awful lot of rain, and we'll check out more on this as tomorrow goes by. We'll see what happens with it. I really have a feeling it will be a tropical depression, and the winds are going to have to do a whole lot more than what it looks like they're doing right now to become a tropical storm. But it could happen. You know how it is. You blink your eyes and these things change overnight. So I'm just giving you a report for now. All this rain will be going up. Remember I told you last night I thought San Antonio was going to get some? And Austin? Well, now it looks like it's moved a little bit further south before it moves inland. So this is what it's looking like. Be aware, my friends. Stay safe. Have a good evening, a safe evening, and a blessed evening. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. I love you all. Please share this information with your family and friends. and on your social media. I would appreciate that so very, very much. Peace, love, and kindness to each of you. Everyone, please stay safe.